There we go. All right, guys. So I know we haven't been super consistent with this, but I plan to keep it going. So second Tuesday of every single month, I want to open the opportunity to have a Zoom just to kind of collaborate. So you guys can really get to know each other. You can idea share, talk about what's working well. We can help you problem solve if you're having any issues, hiccups, or any struggle points. And then we can kind of pick a topic to kind of bounce ideas off of. So I wanted to really focus on parties this round because I think that parties are just, first off, they're important in your business all of the time, but they're extra important to your business during the busy season, which is August through December. So why don't you guys go ahead, parties wise, tell me something that's working well for you. And then when you're not chatting, go ahead and turn yourself on mute so we can keep the little white noise to the quietest. But whoever wants to start, just tell me one thing that's working well for you right now when it comes to parties. So go ahead, whoever wants to start us.
I haven't had a party in like 2 months. So I am at a standstill, so I don't know. I don't know what to say.
So I just had a party with my sister, and that was actually my first one in probably like 3 months. So it actually worked out really well. I got 3 bookings off of it. I honestly don't know what I did. It was just like a kind of like the first the last glance, first chance, whatever that party was. It was one of those, and then everyone was like, oh my gosh, fall's coming out, and everyone just like jumped on. They're like, I want everything for free and this and that. So my sister really did most of the work, honestly, because it was like her teacher friends. They're like, oh, I want like all that stuff that you got too. So I really don't know what I did besides like a regular party. But it worked.
Yeah, haven't had any parties since I started selling, so anyone can give me any suggestions on what to do, because I can't get no one to book, but I still am selling. People buy from me, so not having parties isn't affecting my sales, but of course, if I could get parties, then I could get more sales. So
There we go.
I haven't had one person to have a party for me yet. I don't know what doing wrong, but like I said, I am selling, so I guess I'll try.
I don't know that I'd say it's something you're doing wrong necessarily. So what you'll notice is that in your business, as soon as it gets difficult, you're doing one thing, it's working really well, and then it stops. Most of the time, that's when people quit. That's when people give up on their business. They say, Scentsi's not for me. I'm not good at this. And they turn their belly over and say, I give up. Here's my white flag. So what happens throughout the year with Scentsy is that you have to work your business differently as the seasons go on. So Carol, the fact that you're still getting sales is amazing. That means you're doing your job right. And that just means that, like I expected most of you to say, I haven't been doing much parties. I'll tell you, in the fall, you're going to increase the amount of parties you do by like tenfold, because that's just how fall works. That is our busiest season with Scentsy, because we all know that everyone's obsessed with anything pumpkin, anything apple, and everything cinnamon. They go nuts over it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the air, but people just go absolutely wild and lose their panties over fall scents. It's just how it is. It's been like that for the 7 years I've been with Scentsy. I don't think it's ever going to change. So that just means that in the last few months, what you guys have been doing is following up, reaching out to your customers, offering great customer service, collecting orders, and showing up consistently in your business and online, right? All 3 of you, I know, have been doing that because I've been watching you work. So what you did, I know it's hard because at first you're like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm having the follow-up conversations. I'm asking people to host. Everyone's saying no. People don't want to order. And it's frustrating, right? Like it is. But I'll tell you what you did is you set yourself up for fall success. because you've maintained those relationships with people. They know you sell Scentsy. Now, the next thing you need to do is just share the heck out of this new catalog. Really focus on highlighting those new warmers because they're stunning, like absolutely drop dead gorgeous. These are some of the prettiest warmers I've ever seen in my whole 7 years of selling and 8 years of using Scentsy. So highlighting those using real life pictures is going to be huge. The next thing is just talk about fall scents. Just look for those, I hate to say it, but those basic white girls that are just like, oh my God, pumpkin spice latte. Those are the girls you want to target because they want their house to smell like fall just exploded and threw up everywhere. It's just target audience. I mean, it's knowing your customers. And every time that somebody wants to order, ask if they'll do a party. So what you want to do is reach out to all your customers, anyone that has ordered in the last year, and you just want to have a conversation. If you haven't talked to them in a while, start up a conversation that has nothing to do with Scentsy. Check in on them. Hey, like, how's the family? What's it like getting ready for school? Are you going crazy? Have a genuine conversation first, or if you've talked to them recently, it's not a big deal and you can just go straight into Scentsy. But what you want to do is you want to say, hey, I just wanted to let you know we have a brand new catalog with all of the fall favorites, fragrance wise, and some gorgeous new warmers. I did that today. Hi, Lil. Hi. But I did that today. And all of these people were like, oh my God, I'll have to look at the catalog, or hey, can you send me samples? So you start the conversation by telling them, hey, we have a new catalog. After that, you're going to either send them samples or send them a link to the virtual catalog or whatever. You're going to reach out to them again and say, hey, you know what? You can actually get your wish list at a discount. Can I book a party for you and your friends this fall? That's it. Guys, every single time that someone says, I want to order, I want samples, or I want to see the new catalog, ask them to host a party, because the people that told you no to hosting in the spring and summer are more than likely going to say yes to hosting in the fall, because that fall catalog is freaking jacked. Like, it is oozing with incredible products, incredible fragrances. Like, it is top of the line and people want that stuff. If you tell them, hey, you can get a discount on this, and then that doesn't work, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to have a conversation. And I want you to say something like, hey, do you happen to know anyone else that might need something? Even if they're just sending you a plain order, like, hey, can I order a 6-pack of wax? If you respond with, oh yeah, I'm happy to add that on for you, but do you happen to know anyone that might also need some fall fragrances? Or do you know anyone else that loves Scentsy? And that's how you hook, line, and sinker a party, because they're like, oh yeah, my 2 coworkers love it. Or yes, my mom and my sister can't live without it. And then you say, oh, you know what? Why don't we try to do a party? You already have a few people interested. You already want the products, and then you can get a discount. And that sometimes just how you word it is enough for people to be like, oh, okay, like that makes perfect sense. So sometimes you just have to take a different approach to parties. So why don't you guys tell me, let's see, let's like strike up some conversation. So tell me what is something, when parties are being booked and you're doing parties, tell me one thing that you feel really confident about or really strong about, or something that works really well for you, because I kind of want you guys to share some insight that works well for you, to share ideas with each other. And then we'll talk about things that we struggle with so that we can work through those pain points. So I'm going to mute myself. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. None of us bite.
That's my 100.
I feel strong about just knowing the product and actually showing everybody that the product is worth it. Some people say, oh, well, I can go to another store and get it for cheaper, or, you know, wax is cheaper here, but it doesn't last as long. Half the time you get more with Scentsy compared to the wax that you get elsewhere. And people don't realize that. And then you say, get them to save and bundle, and then they realize that, hey, it is actually cheaper, or hey, switch to wax instead of the candles. Like, that's a big thing too, because I used to always be into candles too, but now wax warmers are so much easier. You know, you can forget about them. And, I always try to explain to people that it's the tips and tricks, let them know that it is something that they can grow. And, yeah, they might have one warmer, but maybe they do need another one, switch them out per season, or I don't know, just I feel positive about the product that Scentsy puts out, especially like you were saying, this catalog is amazing. I'm trying not to go broke looking at it.
I feel like that's huge though. Like for our products really are the best. Like I have
Right.
gifted people Scentsy that are avid Yankee Candle or avid Walmart, or they're obsessed with whatever their things. And then they try Scentsy and they're like, there's nothing like that. So I just think sharing your passion is huge success in our business. Also the fact that Lil is sitting there while you're talking, she's like, oh yeah. Like, yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
Mom,
she's
you're right.
nodding her head like, yeah, Mom,
Yeah,
what you're
Mom.
talking about.
So Jess,
She's
do you
hiding
do-
her face now.
I love her so much, so much. So Jess, do you do the finger in the wax thing?
Yeah, I've showed people that.
Okay.
I've even had her do it.
Yes.
At first she's like, oh, it's hot, but then it's gone.
Yes.
Then it's like, oh, well, it's actually not hot.
Mhm.
Like I've had her put her finger in it and then she's like, ouch, wait, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. I think that's huge. I mean, that is one of my biggest selling points with Scentsy, because I notice I'm not a mom. I know, Maya, you're also not a mom, but I mentioned like, this is a product you can feel safe using around your kids, because you can
Right.
dip your finger in the wax and it won't burn you. And your kid can eat the wax and nothing bad happens
Yeah.
because it's non-toxic food grade paraffin wax.
Or like my dog trying my testers.
Yes. And like that is something, while it's so annoying that that happened, if you took a picture of that and every party you shared this, like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't suggest eating them and they're not great doggy treats. But if your dog or kid happens to get into our wax, they're totally fine because it's edible. Doesn't taste good, but it is edible. So I think that's huge. I mean, I'm glad you shared that. So Maya or Carol, whoever wants to share next, let's go ahead and do something different.
Okay. I was gonna agree with Jessica about being confident in like the product and everything. Another thing for me is I've gotten a lot more confident and like comfortable with like being in front of people, being like behind the camera, and talking to people. So I know that's one thing that I've gotten like stronger with and everything. I used to be like really, really shy. So Scentsy helped me so much with it. So I'm like comfortable with like getting in front of people and telling them. And then another thing what you guys were just talking about, I don't know what I was doing the other day, but I like completely spilled my wax everywhere. And my dogs were like trying to lick it up. And of course, like posted about that too. Like they were fine, but it was like, okay, but it was really funny. It was like everywhere.
But that's what people relate to, because
Yeah.
accidents happen all the time. So you turn this into an opportunity to say, hey, it happens to me too. This is a good way to clean it up, which by the way, if you guys don't know, hair dryer with a paper towel or iron with a paper towel or a paper bag over top of the spill, and it'll heat it up and then it'll soak it. So super easy fix. But if you share that, people are like, whoa, I would have never known. I've had wax on my wall for 7 years, because that's the kind of stuff that happens. But I think it's really important. So you shared feeling more confident. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And when people can see your face when it's in a picture, actually algorithms in Facebook and Instagram really, really like your face. Like it's a true thing. But when you have your face, people that know you already are more likely to see that, stop, and read your post because they recognize you, they like you, they trust you. Like that, it's a huge thing. So seeing your face, oh my God, those dogs. It was like a blur.
I have to keep you guys muted because they're so loud. They're like barking and like jumping all over the place.
I like saw like a fur ball just like jump across behind you.
Yeah, that's why I keep ducking because they're like running all over the couch.
See, but like and again, people, when they see you, they're doing business with you. And I'll tell you, Scentsy's products are incredible. They really, really are. However, the thing that keeps people reordering is not just because they need more wax. It's because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So they want to support your business. They want to stay loyal to you and they want to help you out because you've established this relationship with them. So the more they see your face, the more they get to know you. And I think that's just super important in your business. All right, Carol, why don't you go ahead and tell me something you feel great about with your parties?
Well, I haven't had any parties, so, but if I ever do, I'm very outgoing. So and when I used to sell other stuff, so I do know how to approach people if I can actually get in the room with them. So that's not an issue for me. My problem is just getting the parties booked. But I'm finding like today, I was in total shock. I actually got an order on my PWS. She actually IM'd me and said, "Hey, what's your website? I want to order something." Ladies never ordered from me ever, but I'm constantly posting something on my page. I mean, whether I'm saying it's for sale or not, I'm always posting products, just random things here and there. And it pays off just to constantly post, I feel. Like I would have never guessed. I've known this lady a long time. I knew she was on my VIP page, but I would have never guessed in a million years. And she bought $60 worth of stuff today. So I was like super stoked. I'm like, yes, you took me over 200. I was so excited, So yeah, I mean, it was made me happy. And on another note with the wax, so I have cats. I have dogs too, but my cats, I can't use the ones that plug in the wall, the minis, because they constantly spill them. So I actually had a cat with the wax all over them. So I didn't even think about taking a picture of that because I probably should have because it didn't hurt the cat, but
No.
it was just wax all over the cat. So I gradually had to just pick this out of the cat for like 2 weeks. It's like unbelievable. Next time I'm gonna take a picture. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't say anything about parties. I haven't had any yet. I've actually got a few people I'm gonna try to hit up for the winter. I think I'm wearing them down, so we'll see. They're family members, but I think I can wear them down to have a party. So, but I did do an event and I got a bunch of new names. So I did that alpaca event and I did get like 25 new names and I'm actually having another event next month, same place. So it's like I told Angie, I need to get out there. I need new, fresh people. So that's why I got into the event and I did last month and I'm doing it in next month. So that's my goal is to get new people for Christmas is coming up soon, whether we want it or not. So I'm hoping to get these people booked in for the, Christmas, maybe October, November, December. So that's my goal to try to get parties. So
Carol, I think that's incredible. That's a lot of things. So I want to rewind first. So first off, you said that you got an order from someone that just saw you posting regularly. So that just goes to show that the consistency pays off. You have to consistently show up because you never know when that one thing like grabs somebody's eye. Like, for example, that's why our licensed products are so big. So you'll find like Nightmare Before Christmas. If any of you have ever met a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, they're obsessive. They're freaks. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a loving way, but they're freaks about Nightmare Before Christmas. Like they have everything known to man. They have cups and figurines and stickers and everything, and they collect everything. People are like that with Disney products. They're like that with Harry Potter. They're going like, but the thing is that people may be watching you and they'll never comment and they'll never like, but the second that you post something that catches their eye because they're a diehard Harry Potter fan, all of the sudden that hard work you've been putting in is going to pay off. So I really want to touch on that. Consistency is huge. Congratulations, my friend. That's awesome. The next thing, so you struggle with booking parties. The thing is just keep asking. Ask everyone that places an order, be like, hey, you know what? You can get that at a discount. Did you want to do a party? Even if they say no, just keep asking. Every once in a while, just ask them. Be like, hey, when they want to put an order in, do you happen to know anybody else that might need something? So that you guys can save on shipping. Even if it isn't a party booked, that could still be 1 to 2 or 3 new customers that you didn't have before. So the last thing I wanted to talk about that Carol mentioned, so she has direct sales experience. Maya and Jessica, I don't think either of you do, but yeah, okay. So a huge thing with direct sales is that if you're ever struggling to hit a sales goal, really, if you're really struggling to hit sales, the answer is to broaden your horizons. If you're struggling with asking people to join your team, you need to branch out. All of their business is networking. So if you are constantly networking and constantly exposing yourself and constantly meeting new people, then when you do have people that join, your customer base won't suffer at all. So that's huge. The other thing is that if you're struggling to hit sales goals, that just means you need a bigger customer base. You need more people that can order. And again, you'll get that by branching out. So Carol mentioned that she got 25 new names from this event. Now, maybe not all of those people will order, but she has their contact information. And that's the key part, is you need these people's information so that you can reach out to them. If they do place an order, you have to follow up, get them in your VIP groups, which is huge, 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 because then they're going to be exposed and see that you're showing up constantly. They're going to see how you use Scentsy in your life. They're going to see how passionate you are about the products. They're going to be exposed to other people that love the products. And that's huge. So it just kind of gets the ball rolling, where you want to keep meeting new people, establish a relationship with them, get them in your VIP group, and follow up with them regularly, because that's huge customer service. So then you mentioned struggling to get parties. So Maya or Jessica, why don't you guys share with me something that works for you with getting parties booked? Even if it's not now, maybe it's something you did a long time ago or whatever, but just share something that's worked well with you for getting parties booked.
So for me, it's like follow-ups, and also a really big thing was towards the end of July, I saw Vanessa posted something like, hey, you know, I'm close to my goal, on her like personal page. So I did the same thing. I was like, I'm close to my goal. Can anyone help me out? And a few people commented, and I reached out to them, and they ended up booking a party from that, because I, like Vanessa was kind of saying, like, I was like, hey, okay, you want to order like so much, but we can get some of this for like free and half off and that and all that stuff. So they're like, oh, well, that works. So they invited some friends and we had a party for them. So like it worked out. But follow-ups is like a big thing for me that I did. I want to start also like asking people like, do you know anyone else? Because I don't do that, and I probably should, because I think it would help a lot. So
Vanessa told me that if you have like a shopping link that's just for like people without a party, you keep one open every month or however long. She told me that since I got a big order on one and I only had one other order, to flip it to that customer so she would get the rewards, and then she can share that link with her friends and whoever else to try and get more rewards. Because I mean, why should I keep the rewards and when I can possibly get new clients or customers from her, and then she can get spoiled because she is one of my best customers. I mean, she placed like a $200 order, didn't tell me, just did it. All she needed was a light bulb. And that was in July because of the sale. So she went on the website, saw the sale, and her $2 light bulb turned into a huge order. So I was like, yeah, there's only one order on that VIP, you know, no party link. So I just flipped it to her and said, hey, you know, you can make a Facebook post, you can send it to whoever, you know, have whoever order. She hasn't had any orders yet, but like I told her, I can keep it open for, you know, up to 90 days. So that's still, I think, a month and a half from when she opened it. So hopefully that'll work, and hopefully she'll get some people to order from that. So that was a big one that I wanted to share.
I didn't even think to share that, so I'm so glad you did. So just a little backstory on that. So what she did is she had a customer, said she wanted a light bulb, placed a very large order and attached it to her party link that was like the, you don't have a party, click this. So kind of like her catch-all party link. And she already had one other order on there. But what I did, I was like, hey, Jess, like, if you don't mind, like, why don't you attach that over and give her the link so that way she can get some rewards from it? Like, you're not going to miss out on PRV at all, but it would just be really cool to offer her that. So it's great because it gives an opportunity for you to meet new customers if, like, she shares it with friends and they order. And if nothing else, you're just offering really, really great customer service by doing that, because, you know, you can get another warmer and more wax half off and a few more scent circles, or you can gift those rewards to your customer and she's going to be like, wow, like my friend Jess really, really took care of me. She gave me these rewards after I after I put in a really big order and I got all of this stuff for free. So, you know what, even if right away it's not a brand new customer, it's still incredible customer service. And down the road, I can promise you that's something that will pay off because that customer will stay loyal to you. And then when somebody else says, hey, I'm looking for a Scentsy consultant, you're going to be the first person that pops in her mind because you did something for her that was really special and meant something. So that I think is a huge deal. Just so you guys know, we have 10 minutes left. Is there anything else? Tell me something you're struggling with that you wanted to talk about. Is there anything that's working really well for you this month so far? Anyone that wants to share, the table is open for you.
I just have a quick question about what you were just saying. So when you say that well, this is for Vanessa or Jessica, whatever. When you say that she flipped it over, did you just like switch the name of the party to like her personal shopping link? Is that okay? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, the link was just my catch-all. I just have one that says don't have a party, click here, whatever. So she attached it to that. I had one, like, I think it was the retro truck pre-order. So she had paid for the $30 or $35 or whatever. So that's all that was on that party. And I just opened it. So I just flipped it over, put her name in it, sent her the link and said, hey, share this, you'll get the rewards, because it was already earning rewards. So even if she doesn't have anybody order in the 90 days that it's open, she still gets rewards. So I figured it was better off that way.
All right, guys, now tell me something that's working well for you this month. Something, maybe it's not even PRV. Maybe it's just like you've been really good with follow-up or you're setting yourself up for success this fall. Just tell me one thing that you're doing that you're either proud of or that's working really well.
Because I did the event, I got more names, and they all said they wanted to be put on the sample of the month. So I'm hoping they get the scents out there that they will want to order them. So that was my thing. I printed up, somebody shared the drawing tickets or something, and I just used that information just to get their name and said just circle yes if you want me to be put on the sample. So I literally went from 15 samples. I think I sent out 40 this month. Yeah, so I mean my list has gotten long, so hopefully these people will, and they were all super nice people, so I'm hoping, once they get the samples in there and I can get them in my VIP page, I mean that's what I'm hoping for. So it wasn't this month, it was last month, but I'm super stoked that I got all these new names, because that was the big issue for me, is I need new people, I need a bigger circle. So that's one thing I'm happy about, and this cat is driving me crazy.
Well, that's incredible. So are you doing like a limit on those samples? Like, is it like you get samples for 3 months and if you don't order, then you don't get more samples, or how are you doing that?
Well, I have my certain people that I send samples to regardless, but if these people don't, then I was going to do that because that's a lot.
Okay, good.
I have certain people that constantly order from me. So those people and a couple are family. So I just give it, because I take one and cut it up. I usually get 2 out of one little bar.
Yes.
Because I slice them. And so certain people, I'll give it to them regardless. But yes, if I don't get any sales from any of these people, then yeah, I probably will send them a little note.
Yeah.
Or say, if you want to keep receiving, or so I'll figure something out. I don't know how would I word that, like, would you like to place an order? And I don't know how to do that to get off of the mailing list, to stay on the mailing list, place an order or something. Would that be pushy?
I've got an answer for you. I have a solution to that problem.
Okay.
So I do a sample of the month club only for people that order through my PWS, because I want people to order through my website, because then I don't have to package up orders. So what they do is they get a sample every month for 3 months, and they must reorder by the 3rd month in order to stay enrolled. So this is what they get on that last month. So beginning of the 3rd month, it says, my sample club would suck without you because it has succulents on it. And it
Oh.
says reorder by the end of this month to stay enrolled. Simple as that. So you could just, you could make something cute, or you could just handwrite a note that says, if you enjoy receiving these samples, please place an order by the end of the month to keep them coming. Something like that. And that way you send that out to them. And then 5 days later, you can follow up and say, hey, I just wanted to check in, make sure you got your samples in the mail. I wanted to let you know that if you wanted to keep getting samples, you're going to have to place an order by the end of the month.
Okay.
Following up on samples is huge, 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 because if you send samples and don't follow up, you're probably not going to get results. But if you do follow up on them, it opens up a conversation and it leads to incredible things. All right, Maya or Jessica, go ahead and share something that's working really well for you this month, or something you're proud of.
Okay, sorry. I do the samples a month club too, and I've noticed that once I actually get the samples out, people do actually order from all of that. So it's super cool. So I'm working on getting those out hopefully this week. And then another thing that's working for me right now, I mean, it's not really what I'm doing, but fall. Fall products, like Vanessa mentioned earlier, like everyone loves fall. Well, a lot of people love fall, and so they go crazy over it in this. So that's why I'm getting a lot of like parties booked and everything, because I noticed like I started last October, and from I think it was like December, I had over 2,000 PRV. That was my very first like big month and my only one. So I noticed like all the fall stuff was like a huge, huge hit. And I'm noticing that my PRV is already going up like drastically from all the fall stuff coming out. So I know fall helps a lot. So like take advantage of that and make sure you're sharing all that stuff, because I try to share as much as I can, because that'll help.
Something Maya's doing that she probably doesn't even realize she's doing, and I've watched her do it, but what she does is if she is getting together with friends that also are Scentsy customers of hers, she brings the testers with her. So I noticed so we get together like as a group of girls and we get like lunch or brunch, or we just like hang out every once in a while. And Maya is like adamant, like, hey, I have the new testers. Do you guys want me to bring them? So she's already going to see these people. She knows their customers. And as soon as you can get a fragrance under someone's nose, they are so much more likely to purchase. So that is something I noticed that you're doing, is that you're just like bringing the testers, getting it in front of people's noses. And that's huge. So
I literally have something Scentsy with me every single time I leave the house. And every Thursday we are in a bowling league, and my friend Lindsay's on the bowling league with us, and she's always like, bring this, bring that. And I'm like, oh, I've got it already. So we're always smelling stuff every single Thursday and making like all the other bowlers smell it too. So it really helps a lot. So yeah, I've noticed that bringing stuff with me definitely helps a lot all the time.
that's huge. That's amazing. All right, Jessica, best for last.
Not really. It's a very slow month, but we're not even halfway through it though, so I'll keep on pushing. But I'm getting catalogs out, I'm getting product sheets out, I'm trying to get I got the stickers for the new releases, so I'm getting those out. In the catalogs that I'm sending out, I'm putting like the sticker sheet thing that I found online in there. Just getting everything out there. I don't have any of the new waxes yet besides the testers. But like I saw, I don't know if it was on Vanessa's page, but you guys were all consultants last season, I believe, for the fall. So I saw people were taking the testers out of last season's testers and making samples out of those. Does that make sense? So like the scents that came back from last fall, they were taking the testers out of last year's testers and making the samples out of that instead of buying a bar and using the bar. So that's something that I still have to go through, but I have not had time. It's been crazy this month. But yeah, I'm just trying to get those stickers out, product sheets out. I ended up stopped doing the scent of the month club, whatever, just because nobody was responding to my follow-ups, and I wasn't really seeing any orders from them. So I'm just going to start off this month just doing the product sheets, the catalogs, the stickers, and hopefully following up and going from there.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, just sharing everything and getting I was gonna start kind of doing like a sneak peek of the harvest catalog here shortly and go from there. Hopefully we all can get some good PRV this month.
Yeah, I think that's huge. So it's cheaper to mail the product sheets. So what I would do is if you are going to mail catalogs, reserve those for your customers that really order regularly. They spend a lot of money because this is a business. And why are you going to spend $350 to mail a catalog to someone that orders once a year and only spends $30? You know what I mean? Like, not to say that that doesn't add value to your business, because they are still important, but you could mail them a product sheet. The other thing that's a super important tool, so I actually mail product sheets, and then on stickers, I'll print off a QR code to the virtual catalog. So that way they can see the whole thing, but it's only costing me a stamp to mail it. So I think that's super important. And Jess, I think as long as you send those stuff, like, it doesn't matter if they have wax samples or stickers, it really doesn't make too much of a difference. But as long as you physically get that out in the mail and then follow up on it, I think you'll find huge results. So really quick, why don't you tell me, who are you sending that out to?
I am sending catalogs, like you said, to the big customers that asked for them, that I know order all the time. And then the product sheets, I got some, what do you call it? Marketplace sample requests. And then, so I sent those out, and really just anybody on my VIP page that was asking for the samples, I got those out first. And then I figured I would send everybody else on the VIP page, because I don't have that many in the VIP page, just the product sheets as I can,
Yeah.
because that takes a lot of time to get all those out.
Yes, it does. It's definitely an effort. By the way, my house is always open. If anyone just needs an escape, it's quiet in here. I don't have kids or pets, but you are welcome to make samples here. You are welcome to assemble mail here. I don't care. I'm happy to have you. So what I do is I send product sheets to every customer that's ordered in that calendar year. So from the time of last fall to now, that's everyone I send stuff to, because maybe they haven't ordered in a while, but they're excited for harvest stuff. So that is it. We have less than a minute, guys. So I wanted to say thanks for hopping on. I am so grateful for you. We'll have the recording posted, and I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will all talk soon. So thanks for hopping on, guys.
Thank
Of
you.
course, bye.
Bye.